Hey guys, it's Coach Allen and I'm here with Coach Christian, and we're gonna give you 5 exercises you can do anywhere, even in a small amount of space, to improve your defensive speed and explosiveness. If you want more playing time, and I don't think I've ever met a player that doesn't want more playing time, the surest way to get that done is to become the best defender on your team. Part of being a defender is just having that relentless tenacity of wanting to stop your opponent. Part of it is having a high basketball IQ, so you know what your opponent's gonna do in advance and you can anticipate. But a good portion of it comes down to your athleticism and being able to improve your speed. So Coach Christian is gonna show you right now 5 exercises to improve your defensive speed.
Sir, so one of the biggest limiting factors for us sometimes is being able to be in a good, ready position. What I mean by good is in a low enough position, right? If our center of mass is tall and we try to change direction or produce force, we are not going to be efficient. That's where injuries start to happen, and that's where you start to get beat off the dribble, right? So to help increase our range of motion here, I'm gonna go ahead and start by putting my ankle out in front so that my knee and my ankle are in a straight line, and that my knee and my hip are in a straight line here. I'll do the same thing for my back leg. I'm gonna put my knee and my hip in a straight line, and then my knee and my ankle. So I got 2 90-degree angles working right here. Now as I'm here, I can use my hands, I can use a med ball, I can use anything I need to help press into the ground if we're a little tight here. I'm gonna go chest first towards my back knee, and then I'm gonna go hand on my front knee, and just think wide knees, wide knees. You see I sneak my opposite hand in and slowly let my opposite leg drop down into the ground. I'll use my hands to reset my base position, and then again, upper body first, lower body second, and then I'll just let my hands facilitate how well and how slow my knees move. I'm thinking here, about 5 times, 5 reps over each hit. So a total of 10 rotations and 10 switches. Every single time that we switch, let's hold for a couple seconds. Let's make sure we feel comfortable here. Maybe a deep breath, and then chest, then lower body, and then slowly rotating over to the next side. Now, that was one purely for range of motion, not that much tension in it. But now that we're gaining this range of motion, we gotta start building some capacity, right? We gotta start building a little bit more tension and strength in this position. So what I'm gonna do here is I'm gonna frame my front knee. So I'm gonna go belly button, face up with my front knee. My hands are framing my front leg. I'm gonna think belly button all the way diving out in front of my knee. Big dive, I'm most likely gonna feel that stretch on the outside of my front hip. When I get here, I'm gonna push my knee into the ground. I'm gonna push my shin into the ground, hold there for 5 seconds, and then I'll press back up. I'll do 5 reps just like this. Again, belly button, folding all the way out in front of my knee. When I feel like I get that big stretch, perfect, hold it there. Now push your knee down. Now push your shin down. Push this front hip down. And then again, I'll press myself back on up. I'll do 5 reps on one side, and then I would fold over and do the same thing on my next side. Again, belly towards the front knee, hold at the bottom, pressing into the ground here for 5 seconds before I press myself back on up.
Beautiful. So that's the first one, and that's working mostly on range of motion and hip mobility. What's our second exercise?
Second one now is gonna be here with the plate. Okay, so I'm gonna be doing some more lateral redirection stuff here, okay? So the first one I'm gonna do is just really focusing on my planting, right? Because of course, change of direction is a big deal in defense, right? So if we're not able to plant appropriately, then chances are this dynamic movement of back and forth isn't gonna work out too well. So we're gonna pause ourselves right here, right? I get a couple slides, and then I press. And again, I want to make sure you saw on that one, I was a little shaky. But what I want to make sure that as I'm sliding and as I press, my weight, my center of mass is right inside this bent knee. That I'm not allowing my torso and things to step outside of my bent knee. So I'm going to get 5 reps on each side with the violent punch outside of that base knee. I'll do 5 times on each side. And again, short distance, right? We don't need that much space. That one, I think I got 2 or 3 shuffle slides in between. That's more than enough.
And if you don't have a plate, we could use a book, you could use a med ball,
100%.
anything.
Anything with a little bit of resistance. Yeah, this is only like 5 pounds right here, so that'd be perfect.
And right now we're in a beautiful weight room with turf, but this could be done on the court. This could be done just about anywhere where there's a flat, safe surface.
Exactly.
Love it. What's number 3?
Now number 3, now we're gonna turn this into a little bit more of a capacity drill.
Okay.
So we know that we're able to plant and absorb force the way we want to, right? Our center of mass is lined up appropriately. Now we're gonna make this a little bit more dynamic. I'll go about, again, 3 to 5 reps on each side.
Yep.
Anytime I start to realize that my center of mass gets weird or that I'm reaching my leg out and not sinking right into that bent knee, that's when I know I need to take a rest.
Yep.
I need to think about where my body was, become aware of how my body was moving, and then make those adjustments as needed.
Love it. Next exercise.
Yep, next exercise. So, now, shuffle slides, side to side. A big part of that, right, has to do with the ability to produce force laterally.
Yes.
So, what we're gonna work on is a single leg bound towards the lateral side of the wall. So, as I'm here, I wanna think about loading right into this hip. So I'm thinking throw my hip to the back corner. Hip to back corner, land. And again, we've already talked about landing.
Yes.
Right? If we don't land well, we're not gonna produce well. So don't just get into this jump and stick it tall. I want to still load as if I'm trying to change direction. So I can start tall, load, pop, land.
What's a couple of coaching cues on the landing?
On the landing, if our heel is coming up off the ground when we land,
Yep.
chances are our head is probably too much forward. So maybe eyes up so that the chest can come a little bit taller there, right? And then another thing is as I'm hopping, I want to get my work done early. So this leg here, if I know I'm going to land in a bent knee position, I don't want to reach and then bend into it, right? That's taking more time.
Yeah.
So I want to start to bend this knee as I take off so that right when I land, my hands are back, and that's the only thing that needs to move after that.
Gotcha.
There's no earthquake, there's no movement once I make contact with the ground.
Love it. And our fifth and final exercise.
Fifth and final exercise, we're gonna work on our sumo squats, right? So if I have a weight, awesome. Book, med ball, something, awesome. I'll hold it right here out in front of me, okay? If not though, I'll show you this just body weight. My toes are purposefully facing out to the side. My heels are a little bit wider than hip width apart. I want to think wide knees, wide hips as I drop down, hold for a couple seconds, and then come up tall. What's usually going to want to happen as I drop, my hips, ankles are gonna get tight, so my butt's gonna start to push back. I wanna force my butt and my hips to stay right underneath my shoulders. I'll get down there to the bottom, hold for a couple seconds, and then come up tall. So now we're kind of just working on the strength aspect. Now we're working on how well do all my quad, glute, hamstring, adductor muscles able to turn on in a low position. Again, I'm thinking 10 reps right here. I'm thinking 3 rounds. Great to do right before you go out onto the court, or also just as a auxiliary movement during your lower body lifts.
Love it. So there's 5 exercises and drills you can do with very limited space. You can do them just about anywhere to improve your defensive speed. And I've also found through experience, one of the best things to become a better defender and improve defensive speed is to play one-on-one against someone that is a better player than you are, or more importantly, someone that is faster and quicker than you are. And that way you'll be able to take everything that Coach Christian just showed you and you'll be able to apply that to very game-specific reps. So hope you guys enjoy and hope you become the best defenders possible.
My playing level just skyrocketed.
Anyone that's serious about playing basketball needs to get EGT.
I would describe it as the best training program in the world.
This lead guard training program, like, it creates a monster in you.
You got to experience it. It's just on another level.
The best decision of my life was via the first EGT program.